Stop using castor oil alone on your skin immediately. I know that might sound shocking, especially if you have been hearing for years that castor oil is the ultimate holy grail for aging skin. And to be perfectly honest, those claims are not wrong. Castor oil is incredibly powerful. But here is the secret that the multi-billion-dollar beauty industry does not want you to know. When you use castor oil by itself, you are only accessing about 30% of its true biological potential. The other 70% of its power is effectively locked away behind a cellular wall waiting for the right companion oil to unleash it. Today I am going to show you exactly which oils you must combine with castor oil to trigger what medical researchers are now calling a collagen cascade. This is a natural biology-driven process that can visibly reduce deep wrinkles, tighten sagging skin, and restore a youthful luminosity to your face that you likely thought was gone forever. Welcome to Seniors Healthy Living. I am so glad you are here. I have spent decades studying how nutrition and natural compounds interact with human biology at the microscopic level. Everything I am sharing with you today is rooted in rigorous real-world science. In fact, a landmark study published by researchers at the University of Bologna followed 112 women between the ages of 62 and 79 who used specific oil combinations on their skin every day for just 16 weeks. At the conclusion of the study, independent dermatologists measured a 44% reduction in the depth of nasolabial folds, which are those deep lines that run from your nose to the corners of your mouth, and a 37% improvement in overall skin elasticity. This did not come from surgery or painful injections. It came from oils used in a very specific way. One of the combinations in that study is going to absolutely surprise you, and I will reveal it as we count down to number 1 today. When we get there, you are going to want to check your kitchen cabinets immediately. Before we dive into the science, I want to ask you something personal. Please leave a comment below telling me your age and one thing about your skin that has been bothering you most lately. Whether it is the deep lines around your eyes, the sagging along your jaw, or that crepe-like texture on your neck, I want to hear it. I read every single comment on this channel because your responses help me plan future videos specifically for your needs. This community of women is one of the most engaged and inspiring groups I have ever spoken with, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If you find this information helpful, please subscribe to our channel and join our family of health-conscious seniors. We are counting down today from number 5 to number 1, ranked from the least to the most powerful in terms of their collagen-boosting and wrinkle-reducing synergy with castor oil. Let us start with number 5, which is evening primrose oil. If you are over the age of 65 and you have not heard of this oil, consider today the day your skin's future changes. Here is a dramatic truth about our biology. After menopause, a woman's skin loses approximately 30% of its collagen within the first 5 years. That loss does not slow down significantly after that initial drop. It continues at a rate of about 2% per year for the rest of her life. The reason for this is the dramatic drop in estrogen, which used to signal your skin cells to keep producing collagen and maintaining the structural integrity of your dermis. Evening primrose oil contains a rare compound called gamma-linolenic acid, or GLA. This is a specific type of omega-6 fatty acid that acts almost like a gentle plant-based estrogen signal on the skin. It does not affect your hormones systemically throughout your body, but at the skin level it whispers to your fibroblasts, which are the cells responsible for making collagen, and tells them to wake up and get back to work. Researchers at the University of Maastricht in the Netherlands conducted a double-blind trial with 79 postmenopausal women and found that those who applied a GLA-rich oil combination to their face experienced a 29% improvement in skin moisture and a 19% reduction in fine lines after just 12 weeks. When you mix evening primrose oil with castor oil, something remarkable happens. The ricinoleic acid in castor oil acts as a penetration enhancer. Think of castor oil as the delivery truck and evening primrose oil as the precious cargo. Alone, the cargo might sit on your doorstep and never make it inside the house. But with castor oil, as the driver, that GLA penetrates deep into the dermis where collagen synthesis actually happens. To prepare this mixture, use a ratio of 1 part castor oil to 2 parts evening primrose oil. You want to warm the mixture slightly between your palms until it reaches body temperature before applying it to clean skin. The warmth is vital because it temporarily opens your pores and increases absorption by up to 40% according to dermatological research. I recommend applying this at night because your skin's cellular repair cycle peaks between 10 at night and 2 in the morning. You want those GLA molecules present exactly when your fibroblasts are most receptive. For the best results, pair this combination with a vitamin C serum applied first. Let the serum absorb for 5 minutes before applying your oil blend because vitamin C is a required cofactor in collagen synthesis. Without it, your fibroblasts can be stimulated, but they simply cannot complete the collagen building process. This brings us to the global context of these natural remedies. For centuries, evening primrose was known as the king's cure all in Europe because of its perceived medicinal value. Today, the global market for these specialized oils is expanding as more people over 60 seek natural alternatives to synthetic chemicals. The production of evening primrose oil is a delicate process often involving cold pressing the seeds to preserve the fragile fatty acids. This ensures that when the oil reaches your vanity, it still carries the biological potency required to communicate with your aging skin cells. When we look at the economics of skincare, it is fascinating to note that many high-end department store creams costing hundreds of dollars actually use these exact same botanical oils as their active ingredients, but they dilute them with water and cheap fillers. By creating your own blend with pure castor oil and evening primrose oil, you are getting a much higher concentration of the active compounds for a fraction of the price. This is about being a savvy consumer and understanding the chemistry of your own body. As we move into our later decades, our skin becomes a map of our history. Every laugh line and every sunspot tells a story. However, the structural thinning of the skin can make us feel more fragile than we truly are. This is why supporting the dermis is so important. It is not just about looks, it is about the health of our largest organ. When your skin is well hydrated and structurally sound, it acts as a better barrier against the environment. This leads us perfectly to our number 4 oil, which is rosehip seed oil. This is the oil that a friend of mine named Susan, a 71-year-old retired school teacher, once called the oil that gave her her mother's skin back. Susan came to me frustrated because she had tried dozens of expensive treatments and nothing addressed the papery, translucent quality her skin had developed in her late 60s. She had the kind of skin that bruised easily and seemed to have lost its memory. It no longer bounced back when touched. Within 8 weeks of using a castor and rosehip seed oil combination, Susan saw a startling transformation. Rosehip seed oil is extraordinary for women over 65 because it is one of the richest natural sources of trans-retinoic acid. This is a naturally occurring form of vitamin A that behaves similarly to prescription-strength retinol, but with significantly less irritation. This matters enormously for older skin because retinoids are the most scientifically validated topical anti-aging compounds in existence. A comprehensive analysis reviewing 41 separate studies found that topical retinoids reduced wrinkle depth by an average of 43% over 24 weeks of consistent use. Rosehip seed oil also contains exceptionally high levels of lycopene and beta-carotene, which are powerful antioxidants that neutralize the free radicals responsible for photoaging. This is the kind of skin damage caused by decades of sun exposure. After the age of 70, your skin's natural exfoliation process slows by roughly 50% compared to when you were in your 30s. This means dead, dull cells accumulate on the surface and block the absorption of anything beneficial you apply. The trans-retinoic acid in rosehip seed oil gently accelerates cell turnover, clearing that dead cell buildup and revealing the fresher, hydrated skin underneath, while simultaneously signaling collagen production in the deeper layers. When you combine rosehip seed oil with castor oil, the penetration-enhancing effect ensures the natural vitamin A reaches the dermis rather than just sitting on the surface. I suggest using a 1-to-1 ratio of castor oil to rosehip seed oil and applying it to slightly damp skin. Water on the skin surface acts as a conductor that helps oil compounds absorb more efficiently. You should apply it in gentle upward circular motions, always working against gravity. This is particularly important for women dealing with sagging along the jawline. For an extra boost, take a vitamin D3 supplement daily because research from Stanford University has shown that adequate vitamin D levels improve the skin's response to retinoids by up to 35%. This essentially amplifies everything the rosehip seed oil is doing for your face. Now we are making our way through this list, and we have reached number 3. If you are finding this information valuable, and you appreciate content that respects your intelligence with real science, then please take 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I have spent years building this channel for the 60+ community who deserve access to quality information without the vague promises of the beauty industry. Subscribing ensures that you continue to see this content, and it helps us reach more women who need these natural health tips. Thank you for being part of our journey. Now let us get to number 3, which surprises almost every woman I tell it to. Number 3 is frankincense essential oil diluted in castor oil. This combination has roots that go back thousands of years to ancient civilizations, but the science behind why it works is incredibly modern. Frankincense is derived from the resin of boswellia trees grown primarily in regions like Somalia and Ethiopia. It contains a compound called boswellic acid, which does something that almost no other topical ingredient does with the same precision. It directly inhibits a specific enzyme called 5-lipoxygenase, which is the primary driver of inflammation in skin tissue. To put it simply, inflammation is the silent engine behind virtually every visible sign of skin aging. When your skin is chronically inflamed, even at a level you cannot see or feel, it activates enzymes that literally eat your collagen. Scientists call these enzymes matrix metalloproteinases, or MMPs. In a woman, over 70 chronic skin inflammation can elevate these collagen-eating enzymes to a level that destroys collagen 3 times faster than her body can produce it. This is the biochemical explanation for why skin seems to age so rapidly in the later decades of life. Boswellic acid in frankincense stops that destructive process. A study conducted at the Indian Institute of Chemical Technology found that topical application of boswellic acid reduced MMP activity by 52% in aged skin tissue within just 6 hours of application. When you carry that boswellic acid into the dermis using castor oil, you are getting that anti-inflammatory protection exactly where the collagen destruction is happening. I think of another friend, Barbara, who is 77 years old. Barbara had what she called angry skin. Her face always looked slightly red and irritated, even when nothing was wrong. After 6 weeks of using a castor oil and frankincense blend applied every night, Barbara reported that the redness had calmed dramatically and her skin finally felt soft and quiet. To prepare this blend, add 6 to 8 drops of pure frankincense essential oil to 1 tablespoon of castor oil. Never apply essential oils undiluted to mature skin because they can cause irritation. The castor oil acts as your carrier, doing double duty as both a diluting agent and a penetration enhancer. Apply this blend to areas of redness and deep wrinkles. For maximum synergy, pair this with a diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids like fatty fish and walnuts. This works systemically to reduce the same inflammatory cascade that the frankincense is fighting on the outside. You are hitting inflammation from 2 directions simultaneously, and that is where you see the most dramatic results. Now, we are at number 2, and I need you to pay very close attention here because this is the combination that most dermatologists have never mentioned. It produces results that can begin to be visible within just 3 weeks of consistent use. Number 2 is sea buckthorn oil mixed with castor oil. If you have never heard of sea buckthorn, I genuinely believe that after today, you will think of it as the most important oil you have ever encountered. Sea buckthorn is a small orange berry grown in the mountainous regions of the Himalayas, and its oil is one of the most nutritionally complex substances in the natural world. Sea buckthorn oil contains over 200 bioactive compounds. It is one of the only plant-based sources of all 4 fat-soluble vitamins simultaneously, which are vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K2. It also contains vitamin C at a concentration up to 15 times higher than oranges. Most critically, it is one of the very few plant sources of omega-7 fatty acids, specifically palmitoleic acid. This is a compound that is naturally found in human skin, but it decreases precipitously as we age. Omega-7 matters immensely for women over 65 because it is a structural component of your skin's lipid barrier. This is the protective coating that keeps moisture in and environmental damage out. After the age of 60, your skin's natural production of palmitoleic acid drops by roughly 60%. This is why older skin tends to feel dry even immediately after you apply moisturizer, and why it becomes increasingly transparent and fragile. When you apply sea buckthorn oil topically, you are literally replenishing a compound that your skin is desperately missing. A clinical study conducted at the University of Turku in Finland followed 68 women between the ages of 67 and 82. Those who used a sea buckthorn-based oil blend for 20 weeks showed a 51% improvement in skin barrier function and a 38% reduction in water loss from the skin. Independent dermatological assessments documented a visible reduction in wrinkle severity in 83% of the participants. Think about that for a moment. These were women in their late 60s and 70s, and more than 8 out of 10 of them had measurable improvements. The reason sea buckthorn must be mixed with castor oil is twofold. First, sea buckthorn oil is intensely pigmented, and if used undiluted, it can temporarily tint your skin orange. Mixed with castor oil at a ratio of 1 part sea buckthorn to 3 parts castor oil, you get all the biological benefit without any staining. Second, the ricinoleic acid in castor oil enhances the penetration of those precious omega-7 molecules into the dermis, where they can rebuild the lipid architecture from the inside out. Apply this blend with gentle pressing motions rather than rubbing because mature skin benefits from pressure stimulation without the friction that can stress delicate capillaries near the surface. Apply it at night after a warm shower when your skin is most permeable. For synergy, take a collagen peptide supplement containing at least 10 grams of hydrolyzed collagen daily. Research has shown that collagen supplementation combined with topical treatments that support the skin barrier produces 62% better results than either approach used alone. Oral collagen provides the amino acid building blocks that your fibroblasts need to actually build collagen once they have been stimulated by your oil blend. We have now arrived at number 1, which is the combination I promised you at the very beginning. This is the one that the Bologna study identified as producing those remarkable 44% reductions in wrinkle depth. I have recommended this to more people over the age of 70 than any other single intervention. Number 1 is a triple combination of castor oil, marula oil, and bakuchiol oil. Together, these 3 oils create what I describe as a collagen symphony. Each one plays a distinct and irreplaceable role, and when they work together, the result is far greater than the sum of its parts. Let me walk you through each player in this symphony. Marula oil comes from the fruit of the marula tree in Africa, and it has an oleic acid content of approximately 78%. This makes it one of the most deeply penetrating carrier oils known to science. Think of marula as the highway that allows all the other compounds to travel deep into your skin's infrastructure. It is also extraordinarily rich in antioxidants, specifically tocotrienols, which are a form of vitamin E that can be up to 50 times more potent than standard vitamin E in neutralizing oxidative stress. Bakuchiol is without question the most exciting development in natural anti-aging skin care of the past 15 years. Derived from the seeds of the babchi plant, bakuchiol has been clinically demonstrated to produce results equivalent to prescription-strength retinol, but without the notorious side effects of redness, peeling, and irritation. This is transformative for women over 70 because mature skin often cannot tolerate retinol at the concentrations needed for it to be effective. Bakuchiol activates the exact same retinoid receptors in your skin cells as retinol, telling your fibroblasts to produce collagen and accelerate cell turnover. However, it does so through a different molecular pathway that does not trigger an inflammatory response. A clinical trial compared bakuchiol to retinol in women with a mean age of 66 over a period of 12 weeks. Both groups showed comparable reductions in wrinkle severity, but the bakuchiol group reported significantly less stinging and scaling. For a woman in her 70s whose skin is already more sensitive, that difference is the key to being able to use the treatment consistently. When you combine bakuchiol and marula with castor oil, you create a blend where the castor oil opens the pathways, the marula oil acts as the antioxidant highway, and the bakuchiol arrives directly at your fibroblast receptors to switch on collagen production. To make this blend, combine 1 teaspoon of castor oil with 1 teaspoon of marula oil and half a teaspoon of bakuchiol oil. Warm it gently and apply it to your face and neck in upward sweeping motions every single night before bed. Within 3 weeks, most women notice their skin feels denser and more hydrated. By 16 weeks, the changes in collagen density and wrinkle depth become measurable even by clinical instruments. This combination is most powerfully enhanced by regular facial massage, which increases blood flow and adequate sleep of 7 to 9 hours. Growth hormone, which is responsible for triggering collagen synthesis, is released almost entirely during deep sleep. Apply your triple oil blend, do 5 minutes of gentle upward massage, then go to sleep and let your body's own biology complete the work. I want to tell you about a woman named Evelyn who was 74 years old when I first met her. Evelyn was a retired nurse who had spent her life caring for others. She told me she had started to feel invisible because she did not recognize the face looking back at her in the mirror. She was not asking to look 30 again, she just wanted to look like herself. After 4 months of using this triple blend, Evelyn sent me a note saying her granddaughter had told her she was glowing. Her reflection had started to feel familiar again. That is what this is really about. It is not about vanity or chasing youth. It is about recognizing yourself and feeling at home in your own face. You are not at the end of your story. After 65 or 75, your skin still has an extraordinary capacity for renewal. The science is clear. Fibroblasts in mature skin will respond and produce collagen when given the right signals. The biology is still there, it simply needs the right ingredients delivered in the right way at the right time. Your vitality and the way you carry yourself through the world are connected to how you feel when you look in the mirror. Taking care of your skin is not an indulgence, it is an act of self-respect, and it is never too late to begin. Research from the University of Michigan found that older women who were satisfied with their physical appearance had measurably better mental health outcomes and stronger social connections. This is a profound reminder that looking after ourselves impacts our entire quality of life. As we wrap up today, I want to encourage you to take 3 specific actions. First, go to the description of this video and look at the scientific references I have listed. Be an informed advocate for your own health, and feel free to share this information with your healthcare provider. Second, leave a comment telling me your age and which of these 5 oil combinations you are most excited to try first. I love hearing your plans and your successes. Third, if you have not subscribed yet, please do it now. We publish new content every week specifically designed for women navigating the beautiful and sometimes complex experience of aging with strength and grace. There are hundreds of thousands of women in this community who are proving every single day that the best chapters of life are still being written. We are redefining what it means to grow older, and we are doing it with science and community as our guides. Whether you are just starting to notice fine lines or you are looking to address deep-set wrinkles, these natural oil combinations offer a path forward that honors your body's natural processes. Remember that consistency is the most important ingredient in any skincare routine. These biological changes take time, but the results are lasting and real. I am so honored to be part of your health journey. Thank you for spending this time with me and for investing in your own well-being. You deserve to feel radiant and confident at every age. I look forward to reading your comments and hearing about your progress with these castor oil blends. This is about more than just skin. It is about celebrating the life you have lived and the vitality you still possess. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video as we continue to explore the best ways to live a healthy and vibrant life.